A newly released report by 24/7 Wall Street compiled FBI statistics and declares Memphis the most dangerous city in the country.
A new study finds Memphis is the most dangerous city in the country. This report comes as the Bluff City is on pace to surpass a record number of homicides.
I served that sauce. I served that flour. I pissed that off. That called my phone. Asked for his money back. I told him get it like Tyson. You ain't get nothing back.
I grew up around, so I ain't like it don't scare me. I got shot at the store. Yo, I got shot 3 times at the corner store. This is what you do. You wake up, get fresh, go to the corner store, get shot at. Wake up, get fresh, go to the corner store, shoot at somebody else. That's how I go where we come from.
My nigga with this paperwork, with this contract, you know what I mean? While we on the motherfucking jet, you know what I mean? My nigga, that shit.
We probably got 2-3 multi-million-dollar labels in the city, right? Why the f you niggas out here signing outside the city, knowing goddamn well in the city they deserve a check? Man, y'all doing music with these outside. Man, y'all dropping bread on these outside. All that's cool, but click home. My thing is, I'm disgruntled with the niggas that got the M's in the city simply because of this. Playing hard to reach. You see what I'm saying? You say they're in the streets, but they ain't accessible.
If you ain't from my hood, ain't no hanging around. Extortion, ain't no swing around. If you from my hood and you leave, it ain't no coming back. Keep vibing with the other side to know that we won't honor that.
Hey yo squad, what's the drill? Back at y'all with another video, man. Memphis has been popping a lot lately, with street dudes starting a new wave of rappers for the current era of hip-hop. One such rapper that has found some commercial success is Blac Youngsta. The rapper is untamed and a bit of a wild card, cause trauma from his past has molded him into someone who does what they want and deal with the consequences later. Warned, threatened, and shot. This is the life of the Memphis villain from McMillan, Blac Youngsta. So without further ado, let's skip the play and get down to business. Sammy Marquez Benson, also known as Blac Youngsta, had it rough as a kid. He came up in South Memphis around McMillan Street. He at times pays homage in his music videos to the hood that raised him. He experienced real poverty to the point where he had to get a job to help provide for his 3 brothers. He worked at a store, but in return, his payment was food for his family.
You didn't actually have enough money to eat when you were younger.
I couldn't eat. I ain't have no money to eat. Facts. I got 3 little brothers. I'm telling you, I'm working this. I used to work for money. I work for food, like $10 and shit a day or some shit.
At only 10, this was his reality. Ironically, the grocery store close to his grandma's house he worked at was called Make Money Grocery. Maybe his path to success was being hinted at since that point.
Right, because you're basically 10 years old and you're working at a grocery store and you were basically getting paid with food.
Food. It was a store down the street from my grandma's house.
His hustle was like instinct even as a kid, just like his grandmom's.
My grandma was a hustler and shit. She always hustled. Like, she know, regardless of how much money any one of my uncles or cousins had, like, she always like made sure she had something going on for us too.
Youngsta would pretend to be a customer calling to order food, and when nobody showed up, instead of throwing it away, the store owners would give it to him.
I used to work in the store. I used to have like I used to make false calls and shit, like order food and shit. When they get closer, we figure a leave, and they don't come get the food. I just get the leftovers. First thing they say, you want to take this home with you? Instead of them throwing the food away, they ask me, do I want the leftovers?
And that's kind of smart, bruh. Even with swiping food on the side, they showed him nothing but love. But things changed when the store temporarily closed down. Blac Youngsta had to get it by any means and turn to the streets, never going back to his job when the store reopened. This was the beginning that began molding Youngsta into the character that he is. At a young age, he was allegedly slinging that stuff. The vice was too captivating to stop. Aunties, cousins, his homies, and even a baby could get it if they had the paper. As a teen, Youngsta was owning cars and living large.
I started swinging like 12, 13. I started getting money. Bought my first car when I was like 13, 14. Bought my first car in my pocket.
Youngsta was said to be funding his operation through school money from his mom's. That was his re-up. It's crazy that he was running at such a young age, and he did have one regret though: sell it to his own people.
I was selling this shit, you know, and this is probably one of my biggest regrets. Like selling dope to my aunties and my mamas and shit. Like, I regret this shit.
But that was his environment and how hard it was. he had to do bad things to help good people, his close family. That went deeper than just supplying to his relatives. Youngsta used to finesse people by selling stepped-on product.
I call it fast bricks. I used to sell fake bricks, I ain't gonna lie.
In fact, one of his earliest songs from some 12 years ago he made about his finesse was titled Fast Bricks, also known as Fake Bricks. That ain't no joke though, y'all, and can end up deadly if cheating the wrong person, and it finally caught up to him. Youngsta was robbing, finessing, and wilding. It was only a matter of time before his ops spun the block.
So, like, I just shot so many, did so much shit to so many people. It would just come back, like, it would come back different ways.
At around, he was already getting shot at, but only when he grew older, he realized it wasn't sweet and real in the streets. The ops would finally catch him lacking, hitting him 3 times, twice in the leg and once in the arm.
Where you got hit?
I got shot before. I got shot 3 times.
In an interview, Youngsta spoke about it like it was nothing, because he murked 3 dudes already, so him taking 3 shots was a blessing.
I just know, man, I'm blessed I'm here. Like, I got shot 3 times, man. Like, you gotta look at it, I done killed more than 3. So for me to take 3 shots, I mean, I'm still here, I'm blessed.
Sadly, that wasn't enough of a wake-up call for Blac Youngsta. Instead of focusing on music and changing his ways, he doubled down on the savagery, ready to round up the AKs, Mac 11s, 223s, all that, ready to shoot everybody up.
So after getting shot 3 times, what really changed in you?
Then shit changed. I'm ready to go kill something. You dig? I was ready to go, hey, you know what I'm talking about? When I got shot, I feel like everybody needs to be shot.
But life always finds a way to teach you a lesson, and Youngsta learned it in the hardest way possible. If getting hit wasn't enough to open his eyes, then losing somebody close would, and it ended up being his little bro. That destroyed Blac Youngsta because the brother wasn't in the streets like that. He was just trying to live legit and go to school and work his way up as an honest citizen, and Blac Youngsta supported him to the fullest. After this, Blac Youngsta would feel lost, cold, and gave up on rapping because of a dark place he was in. Everything felt like it was going wrong, but just when he was about to call it quits and go full savage mode, he found meaning in his weakest moment and decided to make it big for his bro and change from the streets and focus on music. He poured all of his hurt and pain into the song Heavy, and it was his big break. The song took off. He was doing shows, booking gigs, stacking paper, and building his legacy. It even led him to inking a record deal with Yo Gotti's CMG label.
Send my deal with this paperwork, with this contract, you know what I mean, while we on the jet, you know what I mean, that shit.
From there, it was up. Blac Youngsta was dropping bangers and leveling up every chance he got. He was seeing more money than ever and breaking into the millionaire bracket of rappers. Bro was making so much bread that Wells Fargo Bank called the cops on him because they didn't believe the account he withdrew from was his. But just as CMG was his greatest blessing, it was one of his downfalls because he was loyal to a fault and ready to murk and die about CMG. That dragged him into the highly publicized beef between his label CEO Yo Gotti and rival Young Dolph. Youngsta was ready for whatever, and things got personal after he heard Dolph's verse on Trouble Ready remix featuring Young Thug and Big Bank Blac. Blac Youngsta claims Dolph dissed him, so he got in the booth and wrote back a diss, Shake Something. Just like that, Blac Youngsta was again mixing his fame and his street mentality together, calling out Dolph every chance he got. But Dolph wasn't no sucker and kept applying pressure going at Youngsta.
Hey, I've been spraying your for years, the whole city know that. Ho Gotti, you was a ass. I just got back to the city, they say you trying to put charges on me and put the police on me.
Blac Youngsta, not having any control to keep it on wax, continued to flash his pole. And this time, he allegedly let off shots.
Commissary, he got put on mess to see what's alive.
It seems he was serious about his threats because on Saturday, February 25th, 2017, Dolph was in town for the CIAA tournament weekend when around 6:30 p.m. over 100 shots riddled Dolph's black SUV at the intersection of 8th and North Caldwell Street near an apartment complex. Luckily, no one was harmed thanks to Dolph's bulletproof whip. Blac Youngsta and 2 homies were arrested in connection of the failed hit. But luckily for Youngsta, his charges would be dropped as prosecution lacked the evidence to prove he was involved. He would release the track Bulletproof, capitalizing off the situation, and it appeared as if good sense prevailed. Blac Youngsta claimed in many interviews that the beef has been squashed and he has matured, just focusing on business and securing the bag. One beef was apparently canned and everyone was back to the money. But that didn't last too long because Blac Youngsta's lifestyle and his raps and in the streets come with trouble. People would try to test his gangster just because of his songs and energy. While performing at a show in Charleston, South Carolina, Crip goons wanted to start something with the rapper and thought they would send Blac Youngsta running. Boy, oh boy, was they wrong. Not only did Blac Youngsta politely put their smoke on layaway for after the show, he instructed them that they will take it outside, just let him finish up on stage. A gangster and a gentleman, huh, man? The Crips kept that same energy, and that's why Blac upped the Draco and ended the show to go outside to deal with the issue. Youngsta wasn't nothing to play with and made sure to remind dudes, even though he's a successful rapper, he's still that dude who was a G in the streets. That's exactly what the law was looking for after already having his name in the system from since a youngin' for various crimes. They caught him and his crew lacking in Dallas, Texas when they pulled over their GMC Yukon and found 4 handguns, one between Youngsta's legs. That sounds like a dirty dad joke, don't it? Anyways, Blac Youngsta was booked on weapons charges.
AC in jail. Bro, they got everybody.
And he would post bond and get back on his bully. Even with the beef and law, he was still pushing forward with music, building his brand and label Heavy Camp. Youngsta was pulling up in the hood, blessing his newly signed artists like Young Money and J90 with a bag and a brand new whip. Label chains, the whole 9.
That way. That way.
He was back on his high leveling up like his homie Yo Gotti and label mate Moneybagg Yo. With his name buzzing, he caught the attention of label powerhouse Epic Records through Yo Gotti and inked a deal under their umbrella. But the final boss of his mini beefs was gearing up to come for his neck. Blac Youngsta came into fame repping Bloods.
Hey, you get my son?
Yeah.
Hey, nigga, what's up, nigga? We in wild now. 23 people, why bitch Blood gang, nigga? What's up? Big step.
In his video for where they do that at, he could be seen throwing up blood signs surrounded by nothing but bloods. But that was the cause for a beef that still to this day hovers over his shoulder. The reason for this is that he was a member of the Memphis Vice Lords. In an interview with Vlad, Youngsta labels the gangs in Memphis and states he got homies in all gangs, including the Vice Lords too, but we know why, because he was one of them. A video surfaced from an interview from the Memphis Vice Lords that shows they aren't cool with him no more. According to them, Youngsta was Vice Lords but switched sides. Normally, Vice Lords and Bloods aren't enemies, but it wasn't just switching that got them on his head, but switching to the opposition, people that they were busting at and warring with. They took it a step further with Smoke dropping a diss track with guns galore, burning Heavy Camp jackets and exposing Youngsta. The dude on the left in the vid, Lieutenant Shine, released the track Heavy Camp. Not gonna lie, it was some heat though. Blac Youngsta hasn't responded personally to their allegations or taunts, and it might be for the best given how extensive his op list already is. But Blac Youngsta wouldn't be Blac Youngsta if he didn't flex his savagery. To end 2001 off, he dropped the track I'm Assuming, Kicking Up Dust. He also seemed to diss the late Dolph, who lost his life just a month earlier to gun violence. In the music vid, Youngsta appears to have Dolph's last name on a gravesite.
I'm on the verge, about to purge with the young niggas, they stacking bodies.
Blac Youngsta is the wild cat and earned the title the Memphis villain from McMillan. Hopefully he doesn't let the streets take away all his hard work to success. So there you have it. Thanks for kicking it with your boy. Appreciate the love and support, man. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. And remember, stay smart, stay alert, and stay real. I'm out, y'all.